Based on all the topics we've discussed so far, do we have any questions? Maybe you have, when you are going through some things, you had some questions. Can we put it on the chat box? Okay. There are no questions at the moment. So let me. Okay, how can we make Power BI interactive with Excel? How can we make Power BI interactive with Excel? And now, because Excel is a like an advance of, Power BI is an advance of Excel. I know I didn't teach you. I know that I didn't teach you. I didn't teach you. I didn't teach you how to link it, but there's a way you can link Power BI with. There's a way you can link Excel with Power BI. There's a way you can link Excel with Power BI. Yes, that's what I still wanted to mention. Power Query. So in Excel, there's Power Query in Excel. And of course, that's just an advanced way of using Excel. There's Power Query in Excel, and it's an advanced way of using Excel. It's an advanced way of using Excel. So yeah, it's an advanced way of using. So when you are making use of even Power Query in Excel, you can link it with SQL. I mean, maybe you can link it with a SQL server. So there are different ways in which you can link it up, but that's over and above this class. So I didn't touch that. Then, okay, somebody is asking for KPIs. Yeah, what's the meaning of KPI? KPI means key performance indicators. Now, when you look at this dashboard, now if you want to talk about KPIs, you look at the meaning of KPI, or which are key performance indicators, are okay. What are the key? Of course, there is even a visual which is known as key influencers. Yes, and in the advanced class, I used to teach them on how to know um what influences the other. That is, what is influencing sales, what is influencing others, what is influencing supplies and the likes. So this is the chart. But in this class we could not go into that. But naturally we could also talk about key performance indicators and make use of cards and look at, for example, now in this, if we want to go ahead in this dashboard now, we can calculate the profits, look at the marginal profits, look at the revenue. There are different formulas for this. That's when we'll go into in-depth of DAX. We'll go to in-depth of, but that's more of advanced. We'll go to in-depth of DAX. And when you look at, so when you look at, we can look at the profit in 2025, the revenue in 2026, and the likes. So there are different formulas for all those things. Different formulas for it. So my question is, if a data is clean in Excel, Do I still need to clean it in Power BI? No. If you have cleaned a data in Excel, you don't need to clean it in Power BI. When you have cleaned a data in Excel, you don't need to clean it in Power BI. That's why even in Excel, the way I taught you how to clean, for those of you that are in the Excel class, you can still use Power Query in Excel to also clean. And that's why I said that Power BI, the Microsoft Excel is also a Microsoft product. Power BI is also a Microsoft product. So Power BI is an advance of Excel. It's an advance of Excel. So everything you can do in, let me say it like this, everything you can do in Excel, you can do it in Power BI. But it's not everything you can do in Power BI that you can do in Excel. That's the difference. So it's the advance. So it's like you have an iPhone. I think the latest now is iPhone 17 Pro Max. So of course, what iPhone 16 Pro Max can do, what iPhone 16 Pro Max can do, iPhone 17 Pro Max can do it. But what iPhone 17 Pro Max can do, 16 will not be able to do it. So that's the difference between both. So majorly, when you are dealing with organizations, when you are developing the dashboard, so most of the things in which you are going to be given, that is, most of the questions in which you are going to be given, we formulate your KPIs. So for example, if they want to know, for example now, like I put here, that they have a total number of 100 customers in this organization. That's part of my KPI. Okay, how many employees? They have these employees. So I could do a slicer and look at the number of employees in 2023 and the number of customers in 2025. So it depends on what the organization wants, and that is what forms your KPIs. And there are some organizations that they already have some fixed, when they give you data, they already have what they are expecting. They have something that they're expecting from you, and they expect you to actually send it to them. I believe that I've answered all the questions that are here. Okay, how can one make it interactive with Excel? Okay, how can we present Power BI in a user-friendly way? Now, in presenting Power BI in a user-friendly way, then you have to make use of more of filters and less, more of slicers, sorry. You have to make use of more of slicers and less of filters. Now, when you look at here, I chose all the year here. But now, if I click on 2000, you can see that everything here is changing. Now, this makes it more interactive because even the number of customers they have in year 2000 was just 112. And but the employees remains the same. So that means that even though the company is growing, the employees still remains the same. People are not leaving. But of course, that's not true in real life. That's why this is a fake data actually. And the number of inventory in year 2000 is 47. So the number of customers they have in year 2000 is 1112. So if I now, as I'm pressing those years, that's why I said making use of slicers will make it more interactive. So I can look at, when I put it to 2001, I can look at the number of orders and the highest month in 2000, year 2000. So I can see that in year 2000, they made more order between July to August. And The type of order that was made majorly were pharmaceutical products, pharmaceutical orders, followed by the followed by the electronics. Yes, followed by electronics. Okay, it's even the automotive. Yeah, it's the automotive that was ordered more. Followed, yeah, automotive and pharmaceutical products, they are the same. And if I look at the top 5 products that was sold in year 2001, is printer, router, TV, and the likes. Now, making use of Slicer has made it more interactive for me. So if I want to go to the latest year here, if I go to, let's say I go to 2024. Now, coming to 2024 here, I can see that laptop has the highest, is the highest product that was sold, followed by TV, headphone, and tablets. And it looks like more orders were made in October compared to every other month in 2024. And it looks like the highest product was also the pharmaceutical. So making Power BI to be interactive, you use more of filters and more of slicers, sorry, having a different slicers. So normally, if I'm designing a dashboard in Power BI, I can have as many slicers as possible. And I've told you that slicers, you have to ensure that they are in categorical form. So for example, now you can see that even here, let me change this back to all. You can see that the other slicer that I have here is for products. So I can select the product in which I want. I want to know their maybe their number of orders. So let's assume I want to know the number of orders for automotive. It's going to show me that in May was when they asked the highest order for automotive. So if you are putting anything in a slicer, it has to be a categorical data. What I mean by categorical data is, for example, now I can come and put order ID. Let me replicate this now. So what I'm saying is, I can't come and put order ID because order ID is a continuous. Look at it though. You can see a lot. So how do I do it? How do I do this? I can't come and put order ID in a slicer. So it has to be a categorical data. It must be a categorical data. So let me look for some other categorical data that we have here. I think we have something on, I can't use sales amount because it's also a, okay, let me look at country. Now, okay, we are having just about, let's say 12 countries. So let me change this and change the slicer header to countries. Now, this makes it much more interactive. If I want to check for, this is a big company, of course it's a fake data, but this is a big company. If I want to check for Australia alone, you can see that they are changing. The number of inventory changed. If I want to check for Brazil alone, you can see that they are changing. If I want to check for Canada alone, that's the number of inventory in Canada alone. So what Slicer does is that Slicer makes it to be interactive. Yes, we can select all here. If you look at this place, you discover that I selected all, select all. So when I click out this, I click on select all, and I was able to select everything. So it's possible. You can select all as well. It's very much possible. Will clients have the dashboard the way yours is now being displayed? Yes. So they can have the dashboard the way it is being displayed. So what usually happens is that you will publish it. You will publish it here. So when you publish, they are going to, when you publish, is going to, that's when it becomes a dashboard. If it is still the way it is here, and most organizations, they have bought a license. So I also have a license, so it's just that I have not signed in here. It's going, if I, but so I cannot publish. It's going to have for my email. That's the difference between Power BI desktop and Power BI services. So because if you are making use of a free version, you will not be able to publish. But I have I usually show it for my advanced class how to publish, and they will look at it in my own workspace. So for example, in the current company where I work, I have my workspace on Power BI as well. We call it another name, but so I will not mention the name because this is YouTube. So, but I have my own workspace as well. So I will, when I publish something, it's either I publish it to my workspace. So if I want others to see it, I will publish it to others. But if I don't want anyone to see it, if I want it to be just for me, there's a way I will do the setting that it's only going to appear on my workspace. And so, and one of the reasons why I usually publish, although now I don't often use Power BI like that again, but previously in my previous role, I made use of Power BI a lot. So one of the reasons why I usually publish and make use of the Power BI services is in Power BI desktop, you cannot extract more than 20,000 records at once. However, in Power BI services, when you have published and you go to your workspace, I can extract 150,000 records at once. And so that's why most organizations, they buy that license. So, for example, now when I've collated my data, and sometimes I want to extract, sometimes now it's just that I didn't do anything on table, but sometimes my stakeholders want it to be in a table. In fact, they might specify that, okay, we want a table for this. So I've gotten my table, however, it's like 100 records. So instead of me to be doing it little by little in Power BI desktop, so that will make me to publish it to Power BI services. And when I publish it on my workspace, then I can extract it at once. So, and now making client to see it, now it now depends on when you publish. When you publish it, you can send your published version to them. And when you send your published version to them, so that is what, if it's the same company now, if you're working in the same company with that person, you make it public when you publish so that anybody could have access to it. But if it's a sensitive data, you could also put security, you could put password, you could put two-factor authenticator and the likes. And so when you are sending it to them, you could give them password and they could generate password themselves, and that will be personal to them. So when you are presenting, they can see it as well because you have already published it and it's public. Although maybe you put password there if it's a sensitive data. So it's not this way that clients are going to see it. When you want client to see your work, you can publish it on the workspace and make it public. But it's now depending on whether you want to put a security on it or not. I believe that I answered that question. So it's always good that you publish, because when you publish, you have variety of course, if it's a company, you have variety of things to do with it. Any other question? Okay, difference between foreign key and primary key. Now, this is a very good question, and let me use this to explain. Let me use the model view to explain. Now, let me first of all say that primary key is a key that is unique to a table. So what do I mean by that? When you look at order here, order table here, there is a key, there is a column that is unique to everybody. And the column that is unique to every order here is an order ID. So every order has an ID. So for example, now, if you go to Amazon and you buy a phone, it has an order ID. If you go tomorrow and buy an AirPod, it has another order ID. So no two orders have the same order ID. That is a primary key. Now, when you look at this order table, you will see customer ID there. And when you look at customer table here, the customer table is linked to the, when you look at it, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, that is, customer table is linked to the order table. But what is linking them is the customer ID. So in this order table now, customer ID becomes a foreign key because it is the primary key of customer table. For example, now you have a customer ID. If you have a customer card in a supermarket, your customer ID is unique to you. Nobody has that. Your customer ID is unique to you. But it's just so unfortunate that sometimes the way the database of some countries are, they don't generate it properly. Because somebody was telling me that he was having like 2 ID numbers. That's not supposed to be in a country. How can you have the same national identity? How can you have 2 different national identity numbers? So that's not supposed to be. You are supposed to have just one. So, but that's the normal thing. So when you look at customer here, customer ID here is a primary key in this table. But when it goes to the order ID, it becomes order table, it becomes a foreign key because it doesn't populate on this table. The function here is to link the order ID, is to link the customer table to the order table. So when you look at product ID too, is also a foreign key here. And why is it a foreign key? Because it's linking the order to the products. And when you go down here, you will see that product ID, every product also have an ID. And no 2 products have the same ID. But no matter how bad it is, I believe many of us went to school and you still remember that you have a matric number. Even up till now, nobody can use your matric number. Your matric number is unique to you, and that is what we call a primary key. But so if this is a student database now, and I now have maybe a result table. In that result table, I am going to have student ID there. that student's ID appearing in a result table is going to become a foreign key there. So in essence of it, foreign key is a key that links one table to another table, which is the primary key of the other table. You see, let me tell you this. I've known, because I read computer science as an undergraduate, and so we were taught foreign key, primary key, but unfortunately, we did more theory, and that's mostly common. We did more of theory, but the way I've explained to you, I'm sure some of you will be expecting me to define primary key, define foreign key, but experience have showed me that it's not, don't just be focused on theory, because somebody might say, what's now the definition of foreign key? What's now the definition of primary key? Don't focus on that. Don't focus on definitions. Try to know what it does exactly. And the way I've explained, just put it on the chat box. Okay, now I get, if you get what I just explained now, practically, just put it on the chat box that yes, I got it now. I got the difference between a foreign key and a primary key. Because simply put, a foreign key is a primary key of another table that is appearing in the other table that links both tables together. That's what a foreign key is. That's what a foreign. So I believe in doing things practically and not just start defining, okay, foreign key, primary key. No. So then somebody asked, how can we use Copilot to assist us in Power BI? Now, that's when you are having a paid version. When you're having a paid version of Power BI, you can make use of Copilot can help you. When you're having a paid version of, and the way Copilot can help is if you are given a question by stakeholder that, okay, can we look for this? You can tell Copilot to even suggest a visualization for you. Because somebody was saying that, okay, how can we know the right visualization? You can suggest to Copilot that, please suggest a visualization for what I'm using. Okay, I want to combine sales order and year. Order by year. Can you suggest visualization for me? That's how you can use Copilot. And it will suggest different visualizations for you. So Copilot can assist. But I'm just, the reason why I don't usually encourage Copilot is because when you go for an interview and you are told to, you are given a system that you should do several visualizations, and you are used to Copilot. Of course, they are watching you the way you are doing it. You wouldn't want to use a Copilot in an interview. So, but maybe when you get the job, then you can use Copilot. At least you have gotten the job. Even if they are monitoring your skin, in my place of work, Copilot is allowed. You can make use of Copilot. In fact, they will give you Copilot license. But during interviews and all those things, of course, they don't allow it because, but they feel like Copilots can help you in your place of work. But in the interview, they want to know what you actually, they want to see what you can actually do with Power BI. They want to see it. So except you are just giving a question to go and solve and bring it back and present it to them. That's a separate case. So primary key is unique to a D table. Yes, you are right with that. So foreign key is a duplicate value that is linked to primary key in a D table. Foreign key is not a duplicate value. No. Foreign key is a unique value. Okay, let me put it like this. Primary key, like you said, is unique to a D table. Then foreign key is unique to I'm trying to type it, is unique to a C table. However, to link C table and D table, so that okay, yeah. So is unique to C table, which and the column appears in D table. So foreign key is a unique column. Is a unique column attached to C table. Is a unique column in C table. So, and it links the C table and D table. C table and D table together. So primary key is unique to a D table. Foreign key is unique in C table, and it links the C table and D table together. So it now appears in the D table. It appears in the D table. No, I'm not talking about dimensional. I'm just using, yes, it is also in foreign key is also unique on its own with one table. So, but to link C table and D table together, you need to bring that foreign key down inside the D table. So, like somebody have defined it here and say that it shows relationship between the two tables, yes, but it's going to appear under one table. So, like I've shown you now, you can see that other ID is not appearing under the customer table. So, it's only the customer ID that was appearing under the other table. No, I just use that as an example. Don't take my word for D table and C table. I just use that. Take D table as other table and take C table as what's it called? Take D table as other table and take C table as customer table. I just named that. Don't read meaning to it. I just wanted, so the foreign key exactly shows relationship. That's what it shows. It shows relationship, how they relate together. And I've told you when we did data modeling, it could be one-to-one relationship, one-to-many relationship, or many-to-many relationship. So it all depends. Any other question? All right then. So now you need to understand this model view very well. Oh. I think when I was teaching you, I told you that I've gone for an interview and they told me that I should explain foreign key and primary key. And they showed me the model view that I should explain it. But it was so easy for me to explain because I read computer science as an undergraduate. So that's why, for those of you that are doing the structure query language, SQL, I started with understanding database because you need to understand that. So some of these things are easy for me to understand because I have a good background of a computer science background. So I know what primary key is and I know what a foreign key is. So and I know how it relates in modeling. So I know what a schema is and the likes. I know all those things. I know what a schema is, a table is, snowflakes, and the likes. snowflakes, dimension, and like I know all those things, and that's because I read computer science as an undergraduate. So it was so easy for me. But for people that don't have that background, that's why I have to come low to that and explain that. And that's why I tell you that as a student, you have a matric number and it is unique to you. Even when you graduate, as you have graduated, nobody is using your matric number. That's the truth. Nobody can be giving your matric number. It's only unique to you. So, the primary and foreign key creates different type of relationship. Yes, in a model view, yes. The table is not a star schema. I know you know a lot. I know you know star schema, snowflake schema, and the likes. But that's not what I want to discuss here. That's not what I want to talk about here. It's not part of what I'm discussing. Yeah, yeah. So with that, we come to the end of the Power BI class. I want to believe that you have gained something. I'm going to send the project. We have a month to do the project. I will send the project to us either tonight or tomorrow. So uh, check the Telegram group. I know those people that attended because there's attendance reports. That's why you when you want to join this link, you go through your email. So it's registering everybody's. So we have a month to do it, and you can send it to the email that I'm going to attach. What are you people doing in this class? No, there's no knowledge that is a waste now. Somebody is saying, what are you? There's no knowledge that is a waste. There's no, and they might have just read ahead. That's just the difference. They might have just read ahead. So like I said, so you have a month to do it, and after a month, you can within a month just send it to my email. So you can chat me on Telegram if you are done. Tell me your name, your email, then I'll check it out and see whether you actually got it. So thank you so much for joining, because if I organize a free Power BI class and nobody joins, then obviously I can't, what can I do? Like, will I be teaching just anybody? I can't be teaching, I can't just be talking without no response at all. So thank you so much and see you next time. Yes, I'm going to upload the recorded class on YouTube tonight. I know I've not uploaded the Excel class, so don't worry, but expect everything tonight or tomorrow morning. So thank you so much. Yeah, for the advanced class will start on March 9, and I've already sent it to the group. If you are interested, let me know. Send me a DM on my Telegram or my WhatsApp number. Thank you so much.